Now, in the moments we have left, I do want to. You've recently spoken to the Russos for Civil War Blu-ray, but you also got some Infinity War tidbits from them. You want to tell the folks some stuff that you learned.
So they were very vague about everything.
Except
but they
the
did,
end, which is when.
which is
Captain
when.
America.
But they
How
did,
do you top shawarma? What do
they
you eat in
did talk
space?
about how I asked, like, will Infinity War feel like a sequel to Civil War? Will it really pick up a lot of things? And it was interesting in another interview, because they did a handful of interviews for the Blu-ray, which comes out in September, that Steve Rogers is no longer Captain America. He has set down his shield. And so I'm very curious now. They did talk to me about how Infinity War was conceived as continuing this storyline, and how they've set a lot of seeds, and there will be a lot of beginnings and a lot of endings, which got picked up a lot, but still makes me laugh.
The world ain't
because,
big
what
enough
is
for
that?
this
What
fight
does that
anymore.
mean?
We're taking it to space.
But I am curious to see how much we see a lot of the conflicts set up in Civil War. The fact that the Avengers are splintered being brought back together in Infinity War, if that's what that movie's primary purpose is going to be. They were very vague about plans for Thanos, but some stuff that I thought was really interesting was, I was asking what they learned about balancing the powers of the Avengers, because obviously Hawkeye is on a different scale from the Vision, and when you have them fighting against each other, I imagine you have to weight them against each other like you will when they fight Thanos eventually. And it was interesting, they were talking about how they had a lot of emotional handicaps for Scarlet Witch and Vision in the movie. Like, that's why they decided to have Scarlet Witch have that traumatizing moment at the beginning of the movie, so that she does second guess her powers during the battle later, and same with Vision, why they established his emotional relationship with Scarlet Witch. So then
That was one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Well, when he has that moment where he makes a mistake because he's concerned about her, right? I thought that was really interesting, because that wasn't something that I necessarily picked up as their intent.
Well, it's also interesting too, though, on that note, because it's a human. He makes a human mistake for a character who is not human, but it's his kind of like Data moment of like, oh, so that's what it's like to be human.
His was the soul that was most human.
Thank you, Star Trek.
I was very happy with that interview. I ended up getting to talk to them for 20 minutes, so I cannot paraphrase it well. But
you know who outscooped you?
Vin Diesel.
Again, Vin Diesel, who makes
Diesel.
more publicists' eyes roll. And we haven't talked about his kind of war with The Rock about Furious 8, but we won't get into that.
It's delightful.
I'm Team Rock. But Vin Diesel outed that the Guardians are in Avengers Infinity War.
I don't think he outed. I'm sure he got permission at the meeting that
I don't think so. That's not really his MO.
He owes a lot of people in marketing and studio publicity off by just
there's no like even when he posted that he was like having meetings at Marvel, there's no way Marvel wanted him
Well,
to
you remember,
post
you
that.
saw how Kevin Feige reacted on stage at Comic-Con, Hall H, when Jaimin Hunsu let slip who he was playing in Guardians, and Feige he rolled his eyes on stage, like,
Really?
and then Downey pulls that crap too. Like, I think sometimes they do it to needle him, probably.
Yeah.
But like, I think Vin went off, he went rogue.
Well, one of the questions that I asked that again got a very vague answer was whether they were approaching Infinity War as like an everything in the kitchen sink concept, because in theory that's your opportunity to bring everyone from all Marvel properties together.
Even these TV shows that he produced.
Right? And they were like, there's a little bit, like, they were like, yes and no. And I was like, that tells me nothing. I need the answers.
So it could be that maybe you just get one character from there. I mean, one character from one of the shows, but...
I mean, I imagine that it's going to be a galactic...
S.H.I.E.L.D., right?
I imagine that it's going to be a galactic conflict, right, with Thanos in whatever his floating galaxy kingdom, and they could have something like, hey guys, we got to go up there, Defenders and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and you have a quick moment with them.
But also all the Inhuman stuff from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., though, do you see any way that all this otherworldly stuff, all the Terrigen Mist, all that jazz, that they're going to really pay it off in the MCU big screen?
No, absolutely not. I think they're going to completely ignore it, and that's why they took Inhumans off the table.
Yeah, and I mean, I do think it was like a little glaring in Civil War. Not just to have, all they needed to do was have Ross make a mention about and then all these other people popping up with the Inhumans thing, just because it's like it was kind of blatant by it not being mentioned.
Yeah.
So I don't see anything that from the TV shows.
Ghost Rider, maybe.
truly being paid off in the movies as far as like a story plot.
Well, that's screwy, but I think that speaks to, look, Warner's and DC gets a lot of flack for their separate TV film universes.
I don't think they
while
do
ostensibly Marvel is connected.
There's
in one
huge
direction.
pluses and minuses to both. There's huge pluses and minuses to both sides.
But no, great job on the Russo's thing, and check that out on the site.